welcome to the report. It's me, Ruggs, and we got our guest to my left.
Yo, it's your boy, Mr. Remarkable. I guess I'm free because nobody said I was kosher.
No,
hostage. Still a hostage.
I don't know. Maybe someone paid for you to come out, but I don't know.
I didn't receive any payments.
Yeah, no PayPal, no
payments,
Vimeo,
no.
I haven't received any.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. It's Mr. Jones, a.k.a. Blessed and Highly Favored. How y'all doing tonight?
I got to change your name from Jones to Smiley, bro. Like,
Why?
that smile is just like, boom. You know, no Diddy, but you're lighting up the spot today.
Why we gotta bring Diddy into this? Why you gotta...
No one's bringing Diddy. He can stay down there.
Yeah, set him us. Oh,
Lord.
And of course, Roma Army in the house.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we saw in the comments, you're like, yo, you guys talk some stupid man shit, so we brought a lady on board to talk man shit. So,
People get mad at you for talking about like man shit.
No. No one gets mad at us.
No.
No one cares if men have feelings. Oh, we're laughing because it's true.
We're dead inside.
oh, how true it is.
So before we hopped on here, I know Jones wanted to have a brief conversation about masturbating in relationships.
I touched myself.
And I said that masturbating in relationships is a green light because, you know, you can't always be putting that much pressure on your girl. But let's see what the man of the hour has to say on this one.
So many innuendos.
Oh, man.
You have 1 minute.
I'm just saying that you should refrain from pornography and half-naked girls on Instagram and filling yourself up with these images because you're lending yourself to influence whether you see it or not, bro. And if you could just save all of that energy for your woman, you'd be surprised at how much more spiced up your relationship could be, how much more you miss her. You don't even know how much you miss your girl because you fill up the empty space that you have to miss her with pictures of other bitches.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. There's
You know what I
no
mean?
break.
Pardon?
I disagree.
Talk to me, baby.
I disagree because I think that like nobody here watches porn and thinks to themselves like, I want to marry that bitch or I want that guy. There's like a separation, right? The feelings you have for your significant other is completely different. And I think that in society we have this idea that like if you're in a relationship that you like can only have like eyes for that person, and the definition of what it means to have eyes is like it's very broad, you know what I mean? So it's like people feel guilty for like finding another person attractive or like I think that's very normal. It's a part of like
No.
Like,
I'm not talking about that.
But I don't think you can watch porn and be like, oh, I miss my girl less, because your girl you like her for like a reason. She brings, it's not just her pussy, right? Like, you know what I mean? There's like
of course, but you shouldn't be giving,
but
you shouldn't be giving in to your desires of the flesh. What you should be doing is saving that desire for your wife. Like whether you, no matter what words you want to put it in. The only flesh you should be desiring is your wife's. And I'm talking about the sanctity of marriage. I'm not talking about your girlfriend or whatever. But if you're married, save that energy for your wife. The same way you're looking at that girl's pum and breast like, yo, that girl looks sweet. Like, I wouldn't marry the fucking thing because she's a slew, but yo, bet you I slap that. You know what I mean? No.
There's your Toronto slang.
No. You know what I mean? No, fuck that. No.
But here's a question
Save that
for
for
you.
your wife. And because you're filling your head with these images, bro, your wife becomes less and less desirable because whether you see it or not, your build-up for what you want now is quite frankly unrealistic to what your wife is.
Right, so you're saying like maybe you'll like watch a video or some shit and then you'll like go back to your wife and be like, wow, her tits are like sitting a little lower today.
I don't know. You know what? It's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. All I'm saying is sanctity of marriage, you should be saving
I guess
things.
I'll talk from my end because I've been with my girl for a long ass time. So you'd think by now I'd be bored, and I watch like a boatload of porn and like I'm outside and stuff and like I don't get bored of her, to tell you the truth. Like the reason like I like her is kind of absent of the physical. Like,
yeah.
It's a
It's
bonus.
deeper than that.
Yeah. But like the way I treat my wifey is like we actually hang out together. And I know guys who have wifeys who don't want to hang out with them. They're like, yo, bun this girl. I'll like actually hang out. I try and get her
Want
out.
some best
like,
friend type shit.
yeah, I'd like try and do stuff with her. Like I'll I'll make her hamburgers and be like, haha, it's like a gourmet thing. It's not, but it's like I just we play around and
How
have
long
fun
you been
with
together?
it. 19 years.
What the fuck? 19 years?
19 years.
I couldn't even imagine knowing
20
somebody that
years this year.
Wow.
And
Are you guys like? Are you still in love?
yeah, I am.
Yeah. That was
She's like, she's gonna watch this later.
I know my voice just cracked.
That's true love, right? When you can't hold it together, you're just falling apart. You're like, yeah, baby.
My grandparents have been together for 37 years, and they're in love. Like it's gross, actually. It's pretty gross, but they love each other so much. Like it's so sweet. It's good to see that type of connection is still in the world, because I think with social, I think that you have something like, I think you're not wrong.
Yeah.
To a sense, like I think you're onto something. I think that it really depends. But I think with social media, there's so much. It's easier to not appreciate or be in the moment of your relationship.
I think that's the struggle too, because like people struggle to build relationships and build those kind of foundations with people. There's too many things getting in the way, right? Like before, it used to be like you pursue somebody for love or companionship or that kind of stuff. Now people it's just
Or
like,
money.
Well, actually, that is a component, but it's not direct influencer. But now you're seeing kind of like the reverse, right? Like almost people are engaging in relationships on the pretense of survival.
It's transactional now.
Right. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
one of those things where it's just like the components that would have been value and virtue are being eroded by those things. And then of course the hyper exposure to that kind of media, it is. But like there are some people who can distinguish between the two, right? Like you watch your adult movies, you're like, hey, there's a certain degree of pleasure that comes out of it. Or even this whole thing where like I would not subjugate my partner to that kind of behavior because of the fact that like she is, I'm cherished and I wouldn't want to kind of engage in that. So it's just like that voyeurism, because it's almost like when you go to movies and watch like violence, you're not going to sit here and be like, yeah, I love killing. But it's just like you see like Rambo go on a rampage or somebody else like Jason Statham just beat up a bunch of guys. And you're like, yeah, that's what you get. But
I don't know.
right?
I don't know. I kind of disagree on that a little bit still. Because let me tell you something. If I have a wife, you better believe every last thing I ever seen on porn, she doing it with bells on, homie. You crazy?
Bells, he said.
Up high, down low, diagonal, bro. The whole thing, swing sets and all, Bridget. Every hole, everything. The whole, bro. I'm not playing. I'm handcuffing you and
In all
doing the
fairness,
whole
though,
thing.
I know you've been in a relationship for a hot minute. Like you've had a long relationship too, where it's like eventually like they don't always want to be doing that. Like
Of course not. Sometimes
I
you gotta
already know,
make
like,
love to your wife, bro. It's your
sometimes
wife.
you gotta
But
chill.
sometimes we're tired and we're just like, yo, can you handle this one yourself?
And that's when
You
when
got
I
this
say
one? Rain
and,
check.
and,
I'll
and,
catch
and
the
that's
next
when I say you shouldn't be masturbating. When your wife says no, yo, take a break, bro. Hold it back. Let me tell you, you hold back for 2-3 days, bro. When you mash it up, she's gonna come
So
like,
I have a question for you. Hold on.
He's
yo,
going
bro,
for no
I have a question
November
for
Telling
whole,
you,
whole
bro.
year
When
now.
you go in sometimes and you mashed it up and you go in hard and you kill it and she's sore for 3 days straight.
Then you walk around with a badge of merit, homie. What do you mean? I damaged you. Walk crippled for a couple days. I could live in my pride until I mash it up again.
Day two,
but no,
trust me, on day two, I'm already
let me tell you.
fiending. I'm
But,
like,
but
yo,
let me tell you, these are new things that I found out. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like I've been able to really put it into practice yet. But like I'm on a different path, and these are the things that I've realized. You know what I'm saying? And if she can't handle the matas because you mashed up the middle, there's always the top, Bridget, and everything is accessible.
There are other
You know
holes,
what I
sir.
mean?
No,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
it.
To me, I don't think it's a difference, because I always hear that topic of like, you hear women talk about it a lot, how they think it's cheating if a man watches porn in a relationship. I always thought that was ridiculous, because us as women, we watch like romantic comedies. We're watching like Jake Gyllenhaal and shit and like flooding our basements. So like what's what's the difference? Like, where's the line for us as well? Like, are we not allowed to? What about sex scenes in like shows and movies? Then, like, you gotta shut that off too. Like,
Yeah,
if
fast
you get a
forward.
boner, you like slap your dick and turn it off. Like, what happens? Where's the line? You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
know. If me and the wife are watching an episode of Power and I see a sex scene and Lala's out there with her titties out and my dick gets hard, I'm like, yo, babe, Frankie wants to say hi.
Yo,
You
Frankie,
know what I mean? And that's it. And
you
that's
named it
that.
Frankie.
That's Frankie Lang.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think probably because of the fact that it's accessibility. It spews all over the place, right? Because there's hypersexualization everywhere. Like you have your
Totally.
porn, you have it on
Yeah.
TV, you see the media, it's on streaming. So to kind of have that distinguishing component, I think that's why some women feel a way about their men's engaging in that behavior because they're just like, well, I'm nothing compared to that whole.
Well, that's what exactly.
right?
As a woman,
So-
I can tell you firsthand that the only reason why women would be like, I don't want my man doing that is because as women, we're always taught to compete with each other. It's
Right.
always a competition between us. Always. Like, always. That's just how it is with women. So, a lot of women who are insecure, they'll watch porn. They'll, like, you guys will watch porn or you'll, like, follow someone on Instagram and they'll be like, oh, well, he wants me to look like that. Or he's comparing. They think that, like, our men are comparing us. But most
That's
of the
my
times,
point.
but most of the times they're not, though, and sometimes they are. But that just comes with maturity.
No,
you know what I mean?
but
Like,
that's
young-
why. But most men know that. What you just said, he knows
But
that.
so it's, but
he
it's
knows
up
that.
to the woman. It's up to the person.
No,
with the
man. You know what?
insecurity
It's
to, like,
up to
deal
the.
with it.
If you love your woman, then you should take the energy and the time to invest in your woman. If you know it makes her uncomfortable that you watch porn, don't watch porn, bro. Make her know that if she feels that way, it's because she's insecure. And if she's insecure, that's because you haven't made her feel secure.
No, it's not your job. It's
you
not
should
your
be
job
in
to
a
do that.
position to have a conversation about it. Like Rowan was
Yeah.
about to say, it's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to take care of you, to be the best person for you, for your person, and vice versa. So if you have some issues and that's a challenge, you should be able to go and be like, hey, babe, I want to discuss this because this is how I feel. And you guys can come to terms with it. Just simply saying, I don't want you to do it because I feel a type of way, that's not really being responsible in a relationship. All you're doing is gatekeeping. Right? And you're kind of like,
you're making your partner responsible for like your own shit that you need to work on.
'Cause then you're
There's
tiptoeing all the
nurturing.
time.
You can. I'm not saying like if your girl to be like that makes me uncomfortable. You don't have to say like, well, fuck you, bitch. I'm doing it anyways. But have that, like, even just having that conversation and breaking down, you know, why? Like, do you think you're not good enough? Do you feel this way? You can nurture your partner's emotions without I don't know what that word is, without it's that word where you like take responsibility for it, like
Without taking the accountability of.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can nurture, but you should never like. You should never. It's not your job to make
It's
sure
true,
that
but
your person's secure.
from what
Just
I've
secure in the
seen-
relationship, not secure in herself.
Not
That's
secure in
her.
herself, but I've seen this a whole lot. Like a lot of men forget to tell their wives they're beautiful.
That's
They
true.
forget to come home with the flowers. They forget to come home with the surprise box of chocolates. They forget to keep going to the gym and keeping their body in shape. And then they end up looking like the uncle from when your girl was 12 and she's looking at you like, "Ugh." You know what I mean? Like, bro, how is she marrying you with a six pack and in 15 years you
Yeah,
have a
what if she
chunk?
doesn't like a six pack? I don't like six packs.
Not
I'm,
the point.
I'm really, you know what I mean?
I'm just saying men bear a lot of responsibility on these type of things and they don't do it because they forget. They get complacent. They get comfortable.
They
don't
feel
say
like
thank
it's
you.
You're on
the
the-
same
the
for
family
women as well.
grind,
Like I
right?
think it's both people forget to
Yeah.
nurture. It happens. Like a relationship takes two. So like I know that like in my past relationships, I forgot to like, you know, be like, hey, like I'm proud of you, or like you're doing sick at work, or you know, you forget sometimes.
and again, it goes back
That's
to the
important.
whole personal responsibility, right? Like if you're in a situation where you're responsible for the other, then you never have a metric. You can never
Right.
go and be like, I know I did the best, and it's gonna be perceived as such. Because if you're sitting there and you're like, I bought you flowers, babe, and she doesn't respond, it's just like, well, I think I did a good job, but you're telling me I didn't. So do I do more, or do I just say fuck it? Right. But if you're able to come back and say, hey, I'm good with myself, I do what I need to, you know, like as men, we can sit there and say, hey, our girl can switch it up at any time. So let me go to the gym for me, make sure I look a good way so she can respect that. Sometimes that gets flipped and being like, yo, why are you going to the gym so much? Why are you trying? And it's kind of like, well, there's a benefit for me and by proxy for you. right? It's just like everything
Because
else.
if
right?
I feel good, if I feel confident, then that's gonna like rub off.
Right.
You're gonna be more attracted to me, and like
Right,
yeah.
I'll go to
Yeah.
work and get that promotion. I'll put in the work. I'll do all that shit stuff, and vice versa. Right? It's just like so.
Guys, you're just proving my point.
But you
That's
think it
why
goes
you
both
should.
ways.
That's
I-
why
I
you
don't
shouldn't
think
do the
that you're-
masturbation, and that's why you shouldn't do the porn. The energy you put into that, you should put into remembering to bring home the flowers, to go to the gym, to remember to do these certain things, so that things don't get stale, so things don't get complacent, and fill those spaces in your head instead of filling it with porn and pictures of bitches and bikinis and thongs. Fill it with other
But
things.
I guess my question is a relationship only flowers? Because it's like on
Now
my
you're
end of
talking
things,
semantics.
no, but you have to think of it this way. It's where I'll use my relationship where it's like we wake up, we both work, then we got to deal with the kids. You got to take them to school, then you got to take them to soccer, then there's something else, then you got to do homework, and like life in general is happening, and straight up, sometimes she's just straight up tired. And
yeah.
Yeah.
I just got to give the head nod, like, you know what? I understand it, because there's some days I'm tired too. I come home and I'm toast. So it's like, if
Yeah,
she
yeah.
says nah, I just say okay, and then whatever. You deal with it. But it depends on where you are and how your relationships like kind of rounded out, I guess.
And I think it goes back to like your personal degree of responsibility, because not every man's outlet is to go to porn when they're busy, right? Like, you know, when I'm in a relationship and my girl's not about it, I'm going to be playing video games. I'm not looking to porn, right? It's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I got some time to like get my KD up on Call of Duty or, you know, playing whatever, you know, game it is. But I think it's the bigger question is how you go into that medium, whatever it is, and whether or not it takes away from your relationship. That's where the call out and saying, hey, if you're not investing in the person that you're with, that's the true issue. It's not really not you're watching porn or doing all that sort of stuff. It might help when it comes to your performance, depending on some people, but others work
That's
on the
true.
reverse, right?
Yeah.
They need to keep the muscle active to be able to have the staying power. Other people, they need to be able to like have that lust and drive to kind of keep them going. So as long as you know yourself, that's one thing, but yeah, no, it's tough because we
I
can spend all
low-key
day.
agree with masturbation though, but not for the sense of like relationships. I think it's just because there's a lot of like desensitization that happens. Like I see a lot of women that are like, I can't come, men are bad in bed. It's like, well, you're taking like a cement driller to your
they're, like,
vagina
blowing
Yeah.
themselves
every
up.
night.
Yeah.
You don't feel anything anymore. That's why. So like I think there's like there's a lot of truth to what you're saying.
I don't know. Like, and also sometimes I see
I wasn't
it as
even
just,
going to
like,
hit the other side, but thank you for saying that because I wasn't going to hit that
I'm here
side.
for.
But
Yo,
for
Jones,
women too,
I
y'all need
gotta
to
say
stop
it's
doing
like,
it.
yo,
Yeah.
sometimes it's also good in a relationship for the mental health, because sometimes you might be pissed off at wifey and you just need that like mental.
Yo, bro,
Mental
look
just
at
don't
get
know
it
the
out.
difference.
all you need to
Like,
do
we
is
don't-
sit
we don't
down,
know when
do
you're
some
doing
push-ups.
it.
Do some push-ups. You're mad at wifey, do some push-ups. Do some crunches. Don't eat. You know what I mean? Like,
How do you look at him when you say
you know what I mean?
Oh my guy.
Try fasting. You know what I'm saying? Do anything else but touch yourself.
Man.
Oh my god.
Just like, babe, you didn't eat your midnight snack. I was mad at you.
Yo,
in
you
the
know I'm
fridge
mad
for
if I see dinner and I didn't eat it, you know I'm mad. I'm just like, F this. Or if you see me washing dishes, that's always a dead giveaway. I'm mad.
That's yours, washing dishes.
Yeah, when I'm washing
really
dishes
wash?
and I'm quiet, like you know I'm really pissed. Like I don't know what it is.
You just want to be doing the most rudimentary thing just so you could be in your feelings.
Yeah, pretty much. And that way it's good because the kitchen's central, so she sees that I'm upset. So you really know scrub. Like, you know.
And I'm doing something, so you can't say nothing.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that, and I'm being productive. So
She's like, next I'm gonna fold the laundry.
I've done that. I've done that.
But no, it's hard to say because it depends on your relationship, and I think it kind of comes all down to communication at the end of the day. It depends on how you communicate with your wifey, whether the masturbation's okay or not. Because I get both sides of it, where watching porn and like seeing like 17 girls get dug out, then after
dug out. That is disgusting. What a gross fucking term. Ugh.
Welcome to
it's a
Toronto.
category.
Toronto slang. Toronto
It's not
slang.
a term,
Toronto
it's a
slang.
category.
That's a whole
That's
category.
Brampton slang.
It is Brampton slang.
When you see demolition on Pornhub, it means something else.
But no, it's like I kind of get it where it comes down to communication. So you got to communicate with her how you're feeling. She may want to give you a lie and be like, okay, yeah, kind of deal with your thing. Maybe she might be like, you know what, I feel guilty, and she might want to do it. Maybe you try and guilt trip her. I know that's bad too, but you know, it's like you have to talk to her and be like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I want. This is what I need. This is how I'm
Most
feeling.
definitely,
Yeah,
bro.
it's all
Like,
communication for sure.
and that's why you should be doing it. Like, you should be talking to her. I'm tired, babe. It's Wednesday, all right, so I'm gonna see you on Friday. I don't want to hear no excuses for Friday. I'm
You
gonna
see,
see
you
you on
messed up
Friday.
already. When
Right
you're
there.
tired, you say, hey, babe, I'm tired. I really appreciate if you took one for the team, hopped on top, and really deal with it today.
Oh, that's a good point. I
Yeah.
didn't even think about that.
See?
Yeah, that man's
Bro.
Think outside the box.
I've done that so many times. You skipped a couple bases, bro. You can't just take them straight to chapter 3. I take them through the paces, bro. Take them through the
I'm a
paces.
speed reader. Just-
Yo, bro, you can't just tell the people what to say like that. You know how much mans will get slapped when they talk to the
Cold
wife
notes.
like that, bro?
Nah, bro, trust
There's
me.
steps you gotta get to before you get to ask her to do those
And then
type of
when
things.
she's on top and she gets tired, you say, okay.
And that's when you just
look
go
like the
down and be
hero
a
after. Then
a
you flip
bowcat
over,
in
you're
You've
this.
been
good.
together 19 years. You're not like well. I guess you can't answer honestly, anyways, because we're recording. But
Wow.
Whatever the question is, the answer is
Wow,
no.
just don't.
The answer is-
no, but like, do you find yourself like still like as attracted to her? It's like the beginning. Like you don't feel bored of her. You don't.
Honestly,
like intimacy
like,
wise, you guys are
I
just
don't-
as connected. Like, has that changed? How has that changed over the years?
All right.
19 years is a long time.
it's gonna be weird to say this, but like when she pisses me off, I'm like F her. But then sometimes it's like I'm a werewolf and I'm just fiending. So it's like I can't get enough of her. I don't know what it is.
Even 19 years later.
Yeah, like sometimes she'll be chilling. I'm like, yo, I just gotta get her right now.
Oh, that's sweet.
And
Maybe you should start smelling the water.
I don't know what it is. but
Speed reader over here.
I don't know. Like sometimes I just see her and I'm like, my mind is like, yo, get her. And I guess that's what makes it work, right?
How old were you guys when you got together? Like high school sweet?
No.
sweethearts, or
So I better.
late 20s, early 20s? I don't even know how old you were.
I was just like 20.
So I was 20 and she was 18.
Wow. 19 years.
I met her
Crazy.
playing football. So for all those guys who are like, your wife gets mad at you playing sports, play sports. You might meet your wife. That's all I'm saying. But no, like, don't get me wrong. Like, sometimes I'm like, man, like, I'm 50-50, but like most of the time I'm just like, maybe because I'm still haven't got all of that like 20-year-old guy lustiness yet, where I haven't hit my old man stage where I just kind of see her and she's like fine wine or something. Now she's still like a Tahiti treat for me. I see her, I'm like, oh man, I gotta drink the Tahiti treat. I'm like, let's go.
Double fist.
So that's why when Jones is talking to me sometimes and Jones is like, yeah, I flipped her up and then, whatever.
Off the top rope.
Yeah, off the top rope. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, but then when you say that, I'm like, okay, yeah, they're probably sore sometimes too. And she's like, Bunny, take a break, So
Yeah, I think you brought up a good point though. I think there's some truth to it.
Most definitely.
I was on the other side of I didn't necessarily agree with you, but I think I agree with you a little bit more. You did good.
so now the next time you're sore, be like, you know what? Deal with it.
Anyways, as long as we know that we're not 1 minute men on this thing, we lasted pretty long, about 23 minutes, but we're probably gonna have to cut it. So
That's just the
Yo,
cunnilingus,
pause, bro.
dog.
Get outta
yeah,
here.
man.
First of all, let me tell you guys a secret. I know we're on a podcast, shouldn't be telling this. If you bust quick, all you gotta do is slide right back in. Then she'll be like, oh my god, the stamina's legit. Even though it's hurting your soul, you just gotta soldier through that shit. Just think happy thoughts like Peter Pan, bro.
Happy thoughts? God damn.
But anyways, drop in the comments. Let us know if you're a 1 minute man,
That was horrible advice.
Wow.
Let us know if you're a 1 minute man. Oh my god.
Horrible advice.
What am I saying right now?
You just want our viewers to oust themselves so we can go take their women. Be like,
No. Oh man. Slide it back in.
But no, drop.
Wow.
God, all right. Tell us about the masturbation. Oh man.
Don't tell us nothing about how.
Yeah, please leave.
Yeah, we're gonna
it
get
out.
I don't know that this.
I know what kind of happy thoughts you're gonna be thinking. Came back to the comments.
It's true. We read the-
yo, if you're having trouble keeping it going, then maybe you should start watching porn. That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Desensitize yourselves, people. Cleanse your minds.
All right, like,
Jeez.
subscribe, and peace.